Alright, okay, so I have your images up, and please, Delaney, just give me a break. Sorry, my kids are in the background. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is just kind of go through some of them and show you some criticisms that I have, and how you can make it better, things like that. This picture is ridiculously adorable. Okay, so I am in Lightroom. I'm trying to get my screen to record wider. There we go. You obviously underexposed a little. This wouldn't be a big deal for me. I don't even care. I shoot a lot of my images like that anyway. But just as a note, if you could see, this is obviously shadowing his eyes. Had you pulled up his hat, it would have been a little more helpful to get the catch lights in his eyes. I do see one over here, which is nice. So anyway, you could start by just using the dropper to get your white balance right. That is 2 magenta. It doesn't always work that well, but it does work good enough. I would keep it around there, maybe mess it a little more. Okay, so then, why isn't this thing going larger? Sorry, I'm trying to expand the recorder. I guess it's not gonna. Okay, so anyway, then I would start with my editing. I use a lot of VSCO, just to get an idea. Here's a VSCO on it. It already looks really pretty. I brighten it to there. That's VSCO Pack 5 if you ever wanted to look into it. And then from here, I would probably come use my brush. I would add some exposure to his eyes. Make them pop a little bit more. Things like that. Sorry, it's obviously down. This is where a lot of new photographers go wrong, is how much they brighten the eye. You want to do it very gently. I'm so sorry.
Delaney, get out of the room with Claire now!
Go! Sorry, my children are not always the best. Okay, so that's what I would do. I might bump clarity because I'm a lover of clarity. And then I would probably like touch up little itty bitty things on his face. Okay, so that's probably what I would do there. If this was a client session, what I would typically do is just come and go copy, and I would just paste it. So I have a similar cohesive edit, and then I would make minor adjustments here. Like I'd bring down the clarity in this one, it's just too much, things like that. Okay, so for this picture, you have your focus a little bit wrong. You really want to have the focus on his eye. Right now I think it's somewhere between his nose and his mouth. Focus on the eye closest to your camera is typically the way to do it when at all possible. Let's see what else we have. Oh my god, so cute. I would paste again. That's obviously way too bright, so you just bring this down. Clarity down again. See how it's kind of making his skin a little veiny. You don't really want that. Things like that. And again, you want it to get the focus right here. Getting your focus point right is really going to be key. So for here, you would want to have the focus on this eye. And that would make it an overall better image. Okay, let me show you how I would do. See, these are great images though. Something that I would suggest doing that is just, it's hard when it's your baby because you just see them and you want to get right in their face and get all their cuteness. Something that I've learned lately is to just try to back up as much as possible. I know you have the 50 on probably, and my 35 gets me higher, but I would even put him on the floor and get on a stool and shoot him on a wave blanket from high above. It would just be a great shot. So what I would do here again is I would just kind of brighten up his eyes and things like that. You could always get rid of the under eye a little bit. Again, you don't want to do too much, you just want to do enough. And then let me just show you how I would do like a by hand black and white. just so that you have an idea. I mean, I have so many presets and I mostly just use presets now. Let me reset it. But just so that you have an idea, go to black and white. And then I just play. I'm huge into clarity for black and whites. I would probably bump contrast, bring up exposure slightly, bring my blacks down, bring my whites up. Might bring clarity down a little because the skin's looking a little silly. And then for this image, I would go less highlights. I do my point curve. I like to have a little matte in my whites. I do not really like to have mattes in my blacks. I find that that's kind of outdated. So I kind of just leave that there. You could pull this a little bit. And then like that. Maybe like that. Something along those lines. Bring whites down just a little. What, honey? Yes, I'll help you. Okay. So then for this, I also, for black and whites, I would sharpen a great deal and I would bump my grain like crazy because I love grain. So that's probably where I would leave it. I might bring the whites back up a little more because I feel like I'm losing a little bit of detail here in his skin and I don't want to do that. And then I would just do my basic edits. Okay, and again, this is kind of a weird angle. When shooting babies, try to remember not to shoot so you see up their nostrils. Try to shoot straight down or from above and down, not up. You don't want to see up their nostrils. I think that that's really what I have for now as suggestions. I'd love to just, you know what, I'll chat with you on Messenger now. Okay, bye.